All right, so face this way. Now, you wrote down something on the card,
Yeah.
right? And does anybody know what it is?
No.
All right, and that's the honest truth. Like, I've known her for how long?
Over a year.
Over a year. Too long, really. That's so I do not know. I have no idea, right? Come on, I'm not. Come over here. Come over here. I won't bite you. Not yet, anyway. All right. Here's what I want to do. I want to play with your imagination. Let's see if we can get you from a 3 to a 5 to like a 12 or something.
Over on the lemons?
Well, just the concept of imagination.
Imagination.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm good at this.
And you're going to be really good at what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I promise you. It's
Yeah.
almost like we rehearsed it, but we never did
No.
because she's never,
No.
All right, you ready? Hold out your hands like this and imagine that there's a ball between your two hands.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's,
I do this 3 times a week.
yes, I know your practice. So there's a white ball, almost brilliant like a diamond in between. So bring your hands a little closer together. Which hand is dominant?
Right.
All right. Imagine that your right hand is red with your eyes open. Or do you need to visualize with your eyes closed?
It might be easier with my eyes closed.
How about with one open and one closed? Can you do that? All right. Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
That's all right. I can.
Usually when I close my eyes, I say, don't leave. All right, so the red is over here.
Yeah.
This is the less dominant. We're going to call that blue. So can you see that as red and this is as blue? Yes? You see red and blue? Red and blue. Blue and red. Red and blue. Okay. In the middle, there's a ball of energy. It's white. Now, what I want you to do, I invite you to, is take your word that you wrote down and insert it inside of the white globe. The white globe. Got it?
Yes.
All right, good. Now what's going to happen is your conscious and your unconscious mind is going to work together. I'm not doing this to you. But what's going to happen is your hands are going to come together. And they're going to come together like a magnetic pole. So as you're thinking about and you're visualizing what you wrote down on that card, you're seeing that in the middle of your hands, and then in the middle of that energy, your hands are coming together. So it's almost like there's a magnetic pull of the red and the blue coming together. And when they touch, they're going to turn into purple.
Of course.
Well, of course. I mean, look at what you're wearing. That's why I picked you. All right. So imagine that what you wrote is what's important to you. And not only is it important to you, but as you hear my voice, your conscious mind and your unconscious mind are working together to bring this closer and closer. And I find that intelligent people really do really well at this. Those that have an eye, very high.
You are the loudest hypnotist I've ever heard.
Yes, I am true, yes.
So you want the red to
I want the
blue.
red, only if you want to, because I would never force my will on you.
Right.
So the red and the blue coming together to bring harmony of what you wrote down on that card. Which is all about what you want, which is coming to you, which could be your career actually. It could be your career.
It's all coming together.
It is coming together because you've laid the foundation for many years. And you know that you're at the right place. No, you know this. I mean, this is synchronicity. You know this is true. You know this is true. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God.
I know you like a book. All right. So hold your fingers like this and then take this great feeling that you have and bring it into your heart. Oh my God.
It's purple.
I know. And you feel great? Do you feel good? No, seriously, you do feel good. I know. It is emotional. So it's about visualizing. This is what Kenton told me. It's about visualizing, but it's also about creating feeling. Because once you have a thought and then you have a feeling, then the action is powerful. Because you could talk about this and feel like this, but if you don't take action and move forward and make things happen.
Put the red with the blue.
Yeah, exactly.
And make purple ball.
Yeah.
In here.
So stay with me, stay with me. So
Not done yet.
20 years ago, I pulled out my diary, and I'm writing in my journal. I said, I want to go to Fiji, I want to go to Rome, I want to travel the world, I want to go all over the world. I didn't have the money, I didn't have anything. I was not living in my car, but I just didn't have the wherewithal to make it happen. I've been all over the world. I have done a lot of things. I'm not saying everything I wrote down came true, but what I've learned is when you write something down, you drive it into your unconscious mind. You program it. It becomes like a ritual. So I'm going to ask you to do something in secret, and that is to write down above the line the word that you wrote there, because we're going to have you print it. So you're going to just print the word. So if it's love, you're going to write love, or
the same word.
the same word. Yeah, it's important to write things more than once. You want to
Yeah.
script it. So you're just going to print the word there, and then I want you to tell me how you feel now on a scale from 1 to 12 as far as,
Let's do this.
and then don't tell me, then circle. You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, before you were like a 3 or 5, I'm going to guess you're in this section. You feel better. You feel.
We're not
Feeling-
talking about the lemon, we're talking about that.
Yes, but if you can't stop thinking about the lemon, that's okay too. I mean, every time you think of the lemon, you'll think of me. You'll salivate.
Did you write anything down in the back?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
She did, okay.
So it's really simple, and you're going to turn
Yeah.
your back. I'm going to turn my back. You're just going to write. Not now, but you will. I will be turning my back on you. All right, listen. So you're going to write, you're going to print. You're just going to print the word,
Yeah.
and then you're going to circle a number, and the number is probably going to be in this field of how more, not how more, but you know.
You just suggested that it's gonna be in the.
I wouldn't think you're down below because of the expression I saw with
So 1 is the
One
bottom,
is- yeah.
1 is like,
Yeah.
I can't get that.
Right, right.
And 12 is like, oh, I got it,
Ecstasy.
already,
Ecstasy.
all right,
It's, yeah.
all right.
So.
So since I just put it in my heart.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be, I mean,
Yeah.
you could be a 12, I don't want to suggest
So-
it, but
so
you
there's-
could be.
Show everybody what this is.
Yeah, well, you could show everybody.
So he's got 1 through 6 as
At the
level
top,
at the
right.
top, and then 7 to 12 at the bottom, and like, you know.
Yes.
He's at 12 right now in his journey.
I will tell you that you should travel with me, you could be a plant, but she's not a plant.
We've never done this before.
I just found out about this yesterday.
All right, so you turn that way, I'm going to turn this way. While you're doing that,
Make sure he doesn't look.
While you're doing that, I'm going to tell everybody a true story. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, I don't know how you feel about these guys. The first time they met, they were at a wedding. Bill was sitting over there, Warren was sitting over there. One of the moms, true story, went up to them and said, I want you to write down, Bill, a word that represents why you're so darn successful, right? You got it right?
Yeah.
Then they asked Warren the same question. Warren was sitting over here, they didn't talk. Hand me the card face down so we don't see it. Yeah, that's
It
perfect.
wasn't supposed to circle anything, right? No
Circle the
numbers?
number.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
supposed to.
So I'll finish the story, that's fine. So circle the number you are now. So Bill writes down a word and Warren writes down a word. I would be flabbergasted if somebody can figure out what the word is. Who said that? Yes. Card down, face down. The word that, I need the pen back. What's that? Yes, I will give you a gift.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna
will-
make you the next
I
subject.
will. So she asks and she gets. There you go. That-
Is there anything else?
Sure. There's more. There is more.
He's single.
There is more. Yes, there is more.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is what's crazy. They didn't, come over here, you're walking away from me. They didn't work this out at all. He writes down a word, he writes down a word, boom, they flip it over and it's focus. And I said to myself, if these two powerful people come up with the word focus, then focus is important because importance directs your focus. So whatever you wrote down on that card, if it's important to you, focus follows importance. You ever play show and tell when you're a kid?
Play, show.
Yeah,
and
you go in
tell.
front of a
You
classroom.
mean
fit-
brag and drag, bring something
You
in.
bring something
Yeah.
in. All right. So
It's
we're-
not a game, it's like a, I don't know.
what do you mean?
It's not a game.
It is a game. You go up, you tell a story. We're going to do show and tell. Everybody stand right here. Stand right
Yeah.
here. Everybody, we're going to do show and tell with, this is a good time to pull out your pocket watches. So if you have a pocket watch, now is a good time to
Yeah, right.
pull it out.
You mean like on our phones?
Well, not necessarily on your phone, but you all have this. So this is fine. If you have this,
A little warm.
you're going to use this.
Don't need a coat. Oh, I get one. Oh,
Yeah.
gold.
Choose this in this hand, and I'm going to have this.
Gold.
Yes, yes. Now don't pay attention to the watch at all. So hold it to your side, and what I'd like you to do, I know you were playing around with this earlier.
Pendulum, yeah.
Yes, yes. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to honestly, sincerely, because I really believe this is important. I know we're having a lot of fun here, but I really believe that what you wrote down is important, right?
It's very important.
Okay, so the stakes are high. So without really paying attention to this, and I know you've used these before, think and feel about what you want on that card. Now, in other words, think about what you wrote down on that card. Now, what I find is that if it's good for you, and it's good for others, it goes around in a circle. You know, and look at hers. Now, the rest of you take out your pendulums. You should all have these, all of you. So think about what you have, what you guys wrote down, everything that you wrote down.
Mine's really happy.
So, it's coming together. It's coming together for you. So let's stop for a second. So the rest of you will do show and tell. And just hold it up like this, but don't pay attention to it. And then think about what you wrote down. What I have found after doing this hundreds of times is that, first of all, I can't do this to you. Only you can do it to yourself. And if it's going around in a circle, it's an indication that what you wrote down is good for you, good for others, and good for the universe, and it's a positive thing. Now, if it's going back and forth, let me explain. If it's going back and forth, you're not decided. Yes, no, not really sure. But things that go around in a circle, like winter turns into spring, and spring turns into fall, fall turns into winter, it goes around and around and around and around.
And do you know what it does when you don't have a clue?
It doesn't move.
Or it does this.
Yes.
See, I just said when it doesn't have a clue, what are you gonna do?
Right, right.
Goes back.
So,
that's mine, that's for me.
So this is a great indication of what you are thinking on an unconscious level.
Yeah.
And Feather is available for havening and for help with this afterwards. What
And
you're
card
doing?
readings.
And card readings? Oh, that's the devil's work. All right, I want 50%. I want 50%. All right, so I'm going to put a suggestion into your mind. I'm going to put a suggestion into your mind.
You still want me to
I'm
do
going to
this?
put a suggestion right into your mind, into your unconscious mind.
Oh.
Imagine that every time you look at the clock, imagine that you have a clock in front of you. You have 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 8 and 9. It goes round and around and around. Now imagine that the watch of the hand stop at the number that you circled. You circled the number on the card. Just imagine that time. And imagine that every day, either the morning or the evening, when you see that on the watch, you will think about what's important to you. So every time, let's say you wrote down the number 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll stop, you'll think about what you wrote down, and you'll have that same feeling that you have.
This watch is really happy.
Look at this watch. What number did you write down? What's the matter, Feather? What number did you write down?
I just saw 8.
You saw 8, and that's the number you wrote down?
Yes.
Yes. So imagine, if you will, stay with me. Imagine that every time you see 8.
It really says 8.
It does say it, I would lie to you. So every time you see 8 o'clock in the morning, remember this, 8 o'clock
8 o'clock and 8 o'clock at night.
at night,
Yeah.
you'll think
Yeah.
of your
Of
resources.
me going around and
Your
around and
resources,
around
your
and around.
resources.
Resources.
Did you write down resources? Resourcefulness,
Did you?
No, is that what you wrote down? Hold on, let me see. Is this your card? Resources, yes. And I have the resources and you have the resources, and I'll show you why. Watch my watch, look. This is
8 o'clock.
What's your set? 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
Give her a hand. So you have everything you need. You have everything you need to make your dream reality.